What's going on, man?
Oh, Monday down.
Yep. That counts, right?
It certainly does, man. 20% through the week already. Through the work week.
That's probably the first time I've ever been on the right side of a percentage point.
So, we welcome everyone to a dreary Monday on the commute.
Yep, where I will be your driver.
And I will be your passenger. I want to start out with a story that I took personally and pissed me off.
Ooh.
There is a battle of words going on right now between Netflix and Comcast. Right? See, it gets a lot of people right there in that soft spot.
Mm-hmm.
So Comcast...
Yeah, they prefer Xfinity now.
Xfinity?
If you could just call them by their proper name.
Well, I'm going by the story I read, and it said Comcast.
All right.
You know, it's... talk to whoever I got the story from. But they said, so let's see, Comcast Senior Vice President Jen Corey, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, it was spelled funny, but I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
She works for Comcast,
Mm-hmm.
you know? They are accusing Netflix of slowing their streaming speeds and signal strength to smear their name. They had a bunch of people complaining that their Netflix was freezing up and was almost, unwatchable. Just they said they had to turn the stuff off.
Uh-huh.
So they looked into it, and Netflix CEO Reed Hastings came out a week ago and said that they don't approve of the Comcast Time Warner joining up,
merger,
or Comcast
yeah.
buying them. Yeah, the merger. So then I guess Comcast felt they had to come out and talk shit about Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, in February, Netflix had to pay Comcast for higher connectivity speeds. So they're saying that Comcast wasn't giving them the appropriate speed to stream.
Mm-hmm.
They said everything's fine on our end, so go F yourself. But I just thought it was funny that Comcast is blaming someone for having slow speeds.
Right.
Now, I don't even use Netflix. I'll be watching HBO or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the fuck I'm watching, and shit just, pixelates
Yeah.
and tiles.
And that's just with their standard on-demand service.
Yeah. Oh. On demand. That's if on demand's fucking working.
Right.
I want to watch this.
I don't use it nearly as much as you do, but
Good
I mean,
Lord, man.
all the time.
All the time with
That's
them.
a longin' too. Once we get into that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, well, I mean, you know my problems with it. I had for months and months. I was sitting there, and like it was constantly dropping the signal like to my house. So all of my Comcast service wasn't working for the longest time, and
they were telling you everything was fine.
Everything was fine. We got to send a tech out. All this techs came out 3-4 times, I think. And, still, there was no answer to it.
And I have, the mega super power boost. I mean, I have everything they offer to sell.
Yeah.
And we practically couldn't use the internet for 6 weeks. You remember that whole thing? And they ran me new lines and all this other stuff. Oh, no, everything's fine. Yeah, now.
And then they run you through the ringer to not have to pay for a service that you weren't getting.
Yep. Yeah, they told me I was going to get $300 back. I ended up getting, I don't know, $140 back.
Yeah.
I call them up and say, what the hell? Oh, they lied straight to my face. Oh, we weren't out there. It wasn't that long. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
They were in my house.
Yeah, I think
it cost
I know.
me money because my wife was working from home. I know exactly how long I was in the hole for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, you weren't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This hooker, she's just walking around looking for business. But she
got grapes to
rugged
sell.
up. You want some grapes? But
all right, people need to stop for a second. Jesus.
Oh, don't hit the balloon.
Or the ass attached to it.
But yeah, I mean, God, they're such bastards, and they have the gall to say, "Oh no, everything's fine on our end."
Right.
It's Netflix. Now the thing is, on Wednesday, Netflix is saying that Comcast is afraid of them because they're taking business from them. Now, as I'm reading this story, because people are
online
getting rid of cable because they're just using Netflix or Hulu, places like that. Yeah. Even though you still need their fucking internet to connect.
Which is even more painful in our area because that's our only provider.
Yeah, I mean, we have no other choice to get internet.
Unless you want to go satellite or back to, a real slow DSL.
Dial up.
Yeah, I mean, anything else.
Yeah.
We don't really have a choice.
Which you can't use. I mean, okay, is that a choice even? Because you can't use that with Netflix. You can't watch. You can't stream.
No, I mean, potentially you could, but it's not, I don't know. It's the argument, it's 2014. Where's the infrastructure, I mean, when we look to countries, South Korea and their extremely fast internet, granted it's a smaller country, but still, there's not areas in our country to equal that either. So, I don't know. I mean...
And this is, America, the great...
Yeah, that prides itself on, being the cutting edge, or did back in the 40s. But...
Well, the good thing is, below the article I was reading, there's another thing that says, like, Netflix and Hulu is hurting, the headline was hurting Comcast business. So let me click on this story, because it'll go along with this. I can, then say, how many, what the hell?
This?
No traffic, clear lights.
I don't even, is it?
Did we leave on time?
This was Monday, right?
Fuck.
I think so. Comcast and...
Oh, so I said, this would be good. I can say, what percentage is hurting them. I go to click on the article, internet freezes. I was like, you know what? Everything Explorer shut down. I had to restart shit. It was crazy. But on Wednesday, the FCC is planning on approving a net neutrality platform.
Yeah. Which
means content providers will have to pay internet fees, or what they're calling tolls, for faster services.
Right.
You're telling people they can stream, but I just don't see how Comcast fucking wins in this. I don't see. I mean, for any cable provider.
Well,
I mean, like.
Well, they win by putting an oppressive fee on those.
Oh no! I know how they win. Yeah. I don't see how they allow them to win like that.
Oh yeah. Well, that's.
It's just like
whoever's got the money, man.
If you're a station, you have to pay Comcast to carry you, and then we pay Comcast to watch that station. The station just gets their commercial money, and that's how they make money.
Right.
But they're getting paid twice. Something's wrong with that. It just, I don't know. It seems like they shouldn't have to pay Comcast to carry them.
Yeah.
And then they make their money from the people. They're getting, so much fucking money. And they're shit. They're shit.
Yeah, and they never want to, don't look or wave, nothing.
Yeah, nothing. You're just going. You got it.
That's how they get away with it. People just do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess,
There's a microcosm.
And money talks. I mean, once it becomes so
That's
big.
what I think. I mean, it's just they've absorbed all these things. They've cornered so many markets. They've got enough say in enough cities.
Yep.
But
then the fact that someone who can compete with them, like Verizon, doesn't want to. Well, they have no plans to spread out in our area.
The problem with Verizon, I think, is an infrastructure one. They can't expand their optical network fast enough. It costs so much money to run that cable. For them, they're laying the cable. What does Comcast have to do?
Well, I mean, they
don't have to go out.
They don't lay the cable, no, because they just buy someone up and the cable's already there. But still, isn't it going to be worth it in the long run? Pay that money now.
Ideally,
get that business.
Ideally, it would be, but I mean, they would need money to back them to put that in. I mean, what I don't see is why they don't allow like small communities to get together, raise the funds to get their community connected to.
Yeah, but do you think Verizon has enough fucking money to do that?
I don't think so. Not anymore.
Really? Verizon?
Think of what they've got to do, man. You can't. All kinds of codes and stuff have changed the way that wires are run.
Yeah.
The signal strength, where those modules have to go. They probably have to buy up property and spaces to plant like extenders to those things. They can't run it on poles like they used to. It's not the same.
It's got to go. Their stuff goes underground.
I mean, like they're caught, man. They don't really have a choice.
See.
And Comcast wins again.
That's ridiculous. And they don't care. They'll buy up a shitty network and run their lines through there, and they don't care. Oh yeah, the cables are laid.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
They
mean,
run their new stuff through old cables.
Yeah. So, and then they just replace bit by bit, and that's. But Verizon can't do that. They can't compete with the regular wires. It's like we were saying, the DSL and all that stuff that runs through a regular wire is not fast enough. And if it's not an area that's already hooked up to it, then you're out of luck. So, yeah, there's no competition for what a cable provider is.
In turn, they can charge you whatever the fuck they want then.
Yeah.
They got you by the balls.
Or why isn't there an investment from communities and cities to run their own fiber optic network?
If that's the problem, then help your people out.
Yeah, let those cities and communities and stuff lay their own fiber optic network, and then charge the cable companies to connect to it or buy it. So they do the investment, and maybe that's what they were hoping for, but I've never seen that as an option.
Yeah, I'm so close to cutting the cord.
To what?
Cutting the cord, just doing away with cable and streaming everything.
Yeah, I'd love to, but you're still paying them.
Well, you still have to, yeah. But I mean, if it's shitty one way, then what's the matter of how you're getting your shitty service?
Yeah. I don't know. It's up to you. You gotta decide whether or not you watch enough TV to make it worth your while, or if you can just do the. What'll be good, I think, is when these premium channels go to the thing where you can just subscribe to them.
Right.
That'll be awesome.
And they're on the verge,
right?
Because they see it.
So if I can pay $2-3 to have, an HBO subscription a month,
right?
I would do that. I'd cancel my TV and just get the HBO subscription and
watch
my shows through like
watch
Hulu.
the pay channels.
Right. And the way that all these networks function now, I mean, they've got good enough websites where you can watch their shows either on their website or like through Hulu the next day.
You can still watch it on your TV. You don't have to sit in front of the computer.
Yeah,
everyone has an app. Whether your Xbox or PlayStation.
Oh, that's
hook
another
your computer
thing.
up to the.
You gotta,
TV.
That would be ideal if you just hook your TV or your computer up through your TV through HDMI. But that's another thing. Going through Xbox or whatever, if you got that, that's another service charge you're paying.
Yep.
It's all these monthly fees over and over and over again. I mean,
I can hook my computer up to my TV, but it loses some of the color when I do it. It's real weird. Yeah. I mean, the TV, it's a 6-year-old TV, something like that.
Yeah.
Something
I don't know,
like that.
maybe that's just a setting or something you can.
I tried. I've messed with it.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I was like, word.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great. Once we get to that point where.
And stupid Sony. I have a PlayStation. I have a Sony computer.
Right.
If my computer is on and my PlayStation is on, the PlayStation automatically connects to the computer. Like, it reads it. It says, hey, I know you have this computer on. Right. And I can click on it or whatever. It wasn't even anything I had to set up. It just does. And I thought, oh, fucking cool. Here, I can't watch things from my computer on there. I can't use it for that. The only reason it hooks up is so that I can control my PlayStation with my computer.
Right.
What the fuck?
Yeah, why would you?
I can use the controller, which has like 8 buttons, or my keyboard that has 50 buttons.
Is that a thing on the new PlayStation? The one that just came out?
I don't know.
Yeah, so maybe they changed that. Maybe you can
hopefully
actually, surf through it or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. I mean,
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
It would help them sell more of one or the other,
Yeah.
Alright, it angered me. I had to get it off my chest.
Yeah, I hear it, man. It's a bitch. There's just no way around it. I mean, like you said, we're just trapped in that market. Specifically us. I mean, at least in other places you've got choices. But,
right.
Our small podunk town is that's all we've got as far as high-speed internet, if you can call it that.
And then people keep saying, "Oh, Verizon's. I heard they're going to be putting in our town." Okay, well, when they do, let me know.
Yeah,
they're full of shit.
Yeah, they're not putting it in the town.
No.
I mean,
just like everyone says, "Oh, did you hear they legalized pot in this state?" No, they didn't. Stop it. Like, it's just like people say something and it carries. They believe anything they want to hear. You say something people want to hear.
Right.
They fucking believe
They hear
it.
what they want. What the heck is this?
People not knowing how to drive.
No. Constantly hitting their damn
That
brakes.
dick face up there.
Yep. Peeling off, swiping in.
Alright, this day in history, April 28th, 1789. Mutiny on the HMS Bounty.
Yep.
Fletcher Christian and 25 sailors seized the Bounty 3 weeks out of Tahiti.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was from Tahiti.
Yeah, they sailed from England to Tahiti to pick up bread plants to take to the West Indies. So sailed down around South America over to Tahiti, and they were supposed to go back up around and plant that because that was supposed to be food for the slave workers in the West Indies. That was their mission or whatever.
Okay.
So they get there in like October of that year, and they couldn't sail, south, whatever, at that time of year. It was too, hectic for them to go back around, the Cape Horn. So they stayed there for like 5 months, and in the meantime, Fletcher Christian, married a chick, a local chick there, and they were living it up in Tahiti, man. You're in Tahiti for 5 months.
That's the shit right there.
You barely have to do anything. So yeah, so they wanted to stay. They didn't. You figure a sailor at that time too. I mean, what are the odds of you going back to that place ever again?
Oh yeah.
If you get pressed into any other company or something, you're never going to go back there again.
Nope.
You'll be lucky if you see warm weather again. So
Tahiti
they're
is like a paradise.
Yeah,
man.
we hit the jackpot, man.
Shit.
So they wanted to stay. So yeah, today's date is when they put Captain Bligh in the boat with all his
18 supporters.
Yeah, his supporters that stood up for him, and they set him adrift.
I mean, give his supporters credit, man. If that was the case, like, I could go adrift in a fucking lifeboat, or just fucking stay here in Tahiti.
It was a small lifeboat too, like in the middle of the ocean, 3 weeks out from Tahiti.
Oh my god.
In a tiny little, I mean, it was basically, they were saying, F you, you're just gonna die, But thanks to him, I mean, to their credit, they sailed that little dinghy like 3,000 some miles.
3,600 miles.
To, finally get to land. I think it was
June
around
14th?
New Zealand or...
Timor?
Yeah, island of Timor.
So April and June, they spent a good 6-7 weeks.
On a boat with nothing.
Wow.
Whatever little supplies they left them. I love this story. I mean,
No, it's a great story.
love the movie. It's just the idea of mutiny is such like it's such a weird thing in like our day and age. Like nowadays, like that, even that terminology just doesn't make any sense anymore.
So then it says Fletcher, 8 others, 6 Tahitian men, a dozen women, and a child decided to leave again to find a safe place.
Yeah, they took the bounty back to Tahiti, and those members, like I think 18 of them, decided they wanted to stay in Tahiti. But if they stayed there, they were risking getting captured. I mean, it was a trade route
Because they knew where they were.
Yeah, I mean, the English were
All because
going to
he
come
landed?
back there.
What if he? Oh, okay. I see.
know,
so whether he,
Yeah, they're
Captain
going to
landed
see
or not.
at some point they're going to see that ship didn't get there with the bread plants.
right?
They're going to send another ship. I mean, it's on their trade route, so there's going to be an English boat going to Tahiti. Word's going to get back that there was a mutiny. They're going to know these guys because they're on the manifest, and they're going to kill them. So those people, Fletcher, they like 8 others, they left Tahiti to try to find just a refuge where they could just, beach the ship and just be happy on like another island.
So in 1790, January 1790, bounty landed on Pitcairn Island.
Yeah. And it's just like this little volcanic island, like a few thousand miles away from Tahiti.
Now, how did they know they ended up there?
Because they found them there later on. The English came to Tahiti, and they found those 18 mutineers, and they took them all back to England. They ended up They hung like 3 of them, I think, and you know, I guess imprisoned the rest. And they sent ships out looking for the bounty, and they never found it. So years later, an American whaling ship found, you know, this. They saw smoke on this island of Pitcairn that was. They thought it was uninhabited. So they saw smoke coming from the island. It was it was coming from like a cooking fire. So they went and they landed and they found this whole community there. It was a bunch of kids and women, and there was one dude left that was from the original mutineers. Wow. And this is years later.
1829?
Yeah. And
oh, no, sorry, 1808 is when they found them.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like an old dude living among like all
these
a bunch
women,
of chicks and
banging all
bunch
these women,
of kids,
making babies.
But it gets even weirder than that. Like, it keeps going.
So it says he stayed on after a pardon.
Yeah. So
Pitcairn.
the English found him and they pardoned his mutiny because he was like the only patriarch of that community. So
he died in 1829.
Right.
So this happened in 89. He made it. Wow, 40 years.
Yeah.
He was living the life.
Uh-huh.
Tropical islands and a lot of pussy.
Uh-huh.
Wow. So in 1831, the islanders were resettled to Tahiti.
Yeah, because it became a British colony after that. They like, you know, annexed the island. So they decided they're going to take all the inhabitants after he died off the island.
Jesus. But they all returned to Pitcairn.
Yeah. Well, they took what was it, 20 of them or something, or 200? Whatever it was, it reached its, like, the limit of what they could farm and make food.
1855, the population.
It was about 200 people there. So it got to the point where it was unsustainable. And they, you know, if they had any more kids, it was going to push them over the line. People would starve to death.
Falling off the island.
Yeah. There was just not enough land for the amount of people that were there. So the British took them and they transplanted them
to Norfolk.
Yeah. Which is another island that was like 4,000 miles away from Pitcairn. But they didn't like that. They liked the volcanic fucking mess that was Pitcairn. So a bunch of them decided to go back. But 17 of them?
17 of them returned to Pitcairn less than 2 years later, and more followed in 1864.
So they went back to that stupid island. They loved just the freedom, I guess, so much. They went back.
They heard
there.
all the tales of snatch, of island snatch. Fuck yeah.
So yeah, now it's like the island's still inhabited. There's 40 people there today, and they all trace their lineage back to the mutineers.
Wow.
And over half the descendants on Norfolk Island, it's about 1,000 people, trace their lineage back to those mutineers.
Wow. I couldn't imagine anyone still lived there.
Yeah.
In the Pitcairn.
Right.
You know?
I mean, for as like weird a place as a
destination show.
Pitcairn.
The commute at sea.
I just want to go there to see, like.
Can you? I mean, is it a place you can visit?
Well, I'm sure you could. I mean, it's not
or
like...
you're going to get killed if you go up on shore?
You're not going to get killed. They're English-speaking, regular, people.
Well, that's 40 people protecting their shit, though. They show us come with our cameras and our microphones.
I don't know if it's made out of volcanic crack rocks or what is there that, you know, they want so badly. But
they're huffing the volcano.
Whatever it is, man.
They climb to the top and...
Salt Lake or something. Yeah,
I didn't know all that other shit, like the post history of it all.
That's the weirdest part of the whole story. I think, is that they kept going back and back and around.
We got to look into that. We got to look into
see how hard it would be.
How you get there, what you do.
Yeah. As long as we can go to Tahiti, because if you're in the
CBS
area,
to pay for it or whoever. Not CBS, they're owned by Comcast.
Yeah.
They'll never buy us now.
You burn all your bridges, sir.
Sorry, guys. We saw your episodes. We were always talking bad about us. I want to check that out. I want to see what it costs for a trip and how long it would take to Pitcairn.
Yeah.
We'll do that on the show.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
That is awesome.
I love that
story, man.
It's just such a cool thing. Part of that was in that movie. It was like in the end scroll on that the Mel Gibson one. I know at the end it said like a lot of that kind of thing where
I don't remember that.
People still live there. Yeah, that was the weirdest thing. I was like, holy crap.
Wow.
I saw a documentary, too, a while ago. I got to watch it again, but it was about the people that lived there.
See, someone got there. We can do with a follow-up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, you can definitely get there. It's not
Get
like...
some volcanic pussy. You know?
All those Tahitian descendants.
It's kind of like we'd be having sex with the mutineers.
You'd have to go to Pitcairn and you'd have to go to Tahiti to compare the two. You'd have to be a double trip.
Right. Shit, and Norfolk Island.
Yeah.
You know, just go there and see, you know, these people kept running back.
That's a ways away. I think that's closer to the coast of Australia.
We'll freaking fly.
Oh, yeah. It's all about flying.
NBC's going to front the trip.
We're not doing it the traditional way, like jumping in a raft or any of that crap.
No, we're going.
We're not reliving the Captain Bligh.
We're gonna pull up to sea with, you know, tropical drinks in our hand and these big hats and sunglasses.
What's going on here? What do you guys got?
Hey, you guys, what are you crazy? What are you, 1, 2, 3, about fucking 40 of yous? You out of your mind? Why is there only one dude here?
Why do you keep coming back?
What's the life? Show us a day in the life. Pitcairn. Well, over here we have the fire, and over here we have the water.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember anything about the documentary. I don't. So I gotta
research.
Yep. Be interesting.
We're going. Stay tuned for that episode. April 28th, 1965. 22,000 U.S. troops land in the Dominican Republic to restore order. Unrest began in 61 when Rafael Trujillo?
Yeah, take a stab at it.
Yeah, Trujillo was assassinated.
Yep.
Well, reformist government led by Juan Bosch was elected to power in 62. The military overthrew Bosch in 63. By 65, forced demanding Bosch to be reinstated. Clash with the military. Wow.
Yeah, so
what was the whole point of going over there?
Oh,
I see. That was before. Okay.
Yeah. The U.S. I think they liked the fact that there was that dictator there before because it was controllable.
Right.
And then he was assassinated, and they felt that, like Cuba, you know, communism would make its way in there, and they thought it was a communist uprising trying to take over the government.
Gotcha.
And, you know, the military took it back over, and then these protesters basically that wanted him reinstated were causing all this trouble, so the troops moved in to restore order between the two sides. But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of...
You'll put your dictator back right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the policy that was enforced all the way, you know, through now. I guess because, you know, brutality is predictable. You know how people are going to react to it.
At least there's some kind of order.
Yeah, what can be said for that?
Disorder, but it's order.
And now, you know, they replaced that one thing for the other. I mean, they don't put dictators in charge anymore. They put, you know, a controlled republic in charge of the countries, and they control it that way. But
I'm telling you, the U.S. will do anything to get in the news.
Yeah, things to get in the news. Yeah. Well, now it's, you know, putting troops on the ground in all the countries surrounding Russia to some kind of
putting more demands on them.
Yep. Yeah, all that stuff
it's gonna get ugly again.
Today. And it's got potential to. I mean, it shouldn't, but
no, it depends who backs them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Let's see, where to go from here? 9-year-old boy in Atlanta was lured by cash to someone's car, and they kidnapped him. Threw the boy in the trunk. This is like straight out of a movie. So the boy's sitting in the trunk. He sang a gospel song, the same song, over and over and over again from the trunk for 3 hours. And finally the guy stops the car, says, I've had enough! Opens the trunk, get out! Get out! I can't take this song anymore! See ya! And he lets the kid go. Because he was singing this gospel song. Then the kid went door to door, knocking on doors till someone answers, who calls grandmother. Just say, I don't know where I'm at. Just talk to these people. Come pick me up. And they picked him up.
That's really strange.
Isn't it crazy? Like any other time, like real life, the kid's getting shot or something.
Yeah,
you know,
something.
like
It's gonna end poorly.
Put you on the side of the road. I don't want you describing my car or
Right.
what I look like, anything like that. He just get out.
Get away from me.
I can't take any more. The same fucking song.
Kidnapping over.
And over and over.
Spoiled old kidnapping.
And then whatever song he was singing, the guy that wrote the song ended up meeting up with the boy.
Oh, yeah?
You know, say, hey, thanks for singing my song.
Here's another one.
You gotta learn some new tunes, though, kid.
Oh, that's weird.
Isn't that crazy?
I saw something on the news too. There was like I don't remember where it was, but it was the same thing. It was like this guy was trying to kidnap this girl that was walking home from school, and he pulled over his car and like opened up the trunk, and he was trying to get her like close to the car, and like they got this on like footage like later on. Like she got away from him that time and kept walking. Well, he pulls like around the block and like ahead of her, and does the same thing. Like opens her trunk and is like waiting by his car, but she like keeps walking. I guess he was following her home like a bunch of days, so he saw the way she walked. Yeah, it was crazy. It was on you know camera like CCTV footage or whatever.
What is this guy? Buffalo Bill? He opens the trunk first. And,
Yeah.
Hey, come here.
Yeah, that's what it was.
My arm's broken. Gonna help me put something in my trunk?
Yep,
You know?
it was exactly that.
What are you about, size 14? Jesus.
It was weird.
Dumb criminals. Dumb criminals.
Mm.
I don't even want to call her a criminal, but she's going to do jail time. 42-year-old teacher in Houston. It's a high school teacher. It was one of the kids' 15th birthday. So she wanted to, sing happy birthday to him in the class and all that other stuff. So she asked the kid to get in front of the class. She gets a chair, puts a chair next to her desk. The kid sits down. She gives him a lap dance in front of the whole class. Gives this kid a lap dance. She got on her knees and put her head in his crotch. She was rubbing every part of his body.
This is a real story.
This is a real story. Where are we? The students were egging her on. Like, rub your ass on him, rub your ass on him. And she's doing this.
What?
So now, I don't think it was the boy. I mean, the boy told everything that happened, but I don't think he was the one that rapped. I'm sure one of the other students told someone or told a parent, whatever, because the kid probably, I'm sure he enjoyed it, because he admitted to, yeah, I even smacked her ass a couple times.
But what the hell?
Why do you think that's okay?
Did she have like some kind of fucking psychotic break? I don't.
She better claim something like that in court. I forget. I want to say it was $30,000 bail she had to post to get out of jail. And of course, she's suspended until this whole thing goes through. But yeah, man, 42-year-old teacher, 15. I mean, they're just taking it to new levels now. Before it was, hey, stay after class, I want to talk to you, whatever.
Yeah.
Or let's go meet here. Let's go meet at the Waffle House.
Yeah, there was one here I just heard on the radio. Some teacher, I think downstate, like was they think she took the kid back to her apartment or whatever down in Dover.
Dude, it's everywhere around here. The last year, there's a number of these things we heard. In our own school district last year, or this year, it happened. Early in the school year.
What the hell is going on?
And I don't want to say I'd like to say, but like you would think it would be more of the male teachers taking advantage of the female girls. Yeah. But it's 50-50. I mean, you hear more, actually. You hear more of the women teachers. I don't know if because it was more of a shock or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just blows my mind.
Yeah, that's really...
But just to say fuck it and lap dance in classes.
Yeah, what?
She put on some song and it was some, I don't know, they said the name of the song you're supposed to know. It was some kind of fuck me on my birthday song or something. And so not only was the song inappropriate in class, but just fucking grind it out right there.
What? Shouldn't there have been... Wasn't there a lesson planned for that day?
And I guess she was feeling good or something and figured Maybe she thought everyone would just ha-ha laugh it off. And that was her way of... I don't know.
See, and you know who I blame for this? Is...
I can't wait.
It's the people who are making fucking comedy movies now. Nobody knows what the fuck is funny anymore because of the goddamn movies that are out.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, I hate to blame movies for anything. I blame...
There is a specific
movies are
trend in
affecting
comedy.
adults more than they affect kids.
Right. But there's a specific trend in comedy, and it's away from what traditional makes me laugh. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't go see a comedy movie.
They go more for shock value to be funny than a joke.
I find myself watching the commercial for any comedy within probably the past... I can't even say how long. I'm an old man now, apparently, because I watch a commercial for one of these things, and I can't... It doesn't even make me smile. Like, it's not funny at all. And the one that's getting me right now is that fucking... I keep seeing the commercial for that stupid Seth Rogen one, the fucking neighbor thing. Why is Seth Rogen computer generated? Flying off the couch. Why the fuck does that happen? And why? There's another one too with fucking it's like Cameron Diaz and 2 other chicks or something.
That movie made bank. That was the #1 movie this weekend. Where they get revenge. Like,
I don't even understand.
One of them was married to the guy,
is.
and he's cheating with these other 2 girls, and they all get revenge on him.
I see the commercial, and somebody goes flying out the window, and then there's computer animation where she falls through the fucking roof of a building and onto the ground. And then it cuts to her and she goes, ow. What the fuck is happening? Why can't we just make a regular movie? It is. It needs something. It needs some kind of something.
Well, wasn't that movie already done? Like the First Wives Club or something? Wasn't it the same fucking movie?
It's the same story that's been done.
But now they add slapstick to it.
Well, you can't even call that slapstick. It needs a name. But it cannot be called slapstick in any way.
We have to come up with a name for it.
Mm-hmm.
Comstick?
No.
Computer generated?
It can't have stick in it. It can't have stick in it? It can't.
Oh, boy.
It has to be something computer generated because it's always that. It's fucking always computer animated.
You gotta come up with something short. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking green screen, CGI...
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what to call it. I'll think of something and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, because we're going to need it because it's apparently a genre now. Mm-hmm. So you have to come up with a name for the...
Yeah, I mean, it's been irritating me for forever. So...
Fantastic.
I'll come up with a name for it.
We will. Or hey, send us your ideas.
Right,
if anyone has an idea of what we can call this new genre... And cannot have stick in
movies. Seth Rogen, if you're a follower, you can write in and tell us what this new filth is, because I don't understand it.
Yeah, maybe.
You haven't done bad. He hasn't done bad movies. There's movies that he's done that I've laughed at.
Oh yeah,
not the whole way through, but I've laughed at.
He can make you laugh.
Right.
It's almost like he took a step down.
Yeah, I don't. That's what kills me. Is like
he ran out of funny.
You know how to make good movies. Why is that fucking necessary in a movie? At all? I mean, I get you don't want to, like, hurt the actor or whatever it is, but...
Well, isn't that stuntman? Don't we have fucking stuntmen for it?
Why can't we have a stuntman in there? Where was the stuntman union when these movies were getting filmed?
And if anything...
You can't have somebody with
I get because they want to have him talking and then it just happens. Like, no cutaway scenes, no shot from the back. But can't you have a stuntman do it and just generate his face on him?
What's the difference between showing that at a wide angle and then cutting to the person on the ground? Yeah. Then you're not showing them anyway. You're showing them from way up. You're doing the exact same thing you would do if there was an actual stuntman there, except you're doing it with a green screen.
Yeah.
Well, why? Like, how? I don't... That is where technology has failed us, too, is adding that kind of shit into movies. It doesn't look good.
Well, it doesn't look right. They can't make it look real.
No, it's not at all.
Right off the bat, no, it's computer generated. Yeah.
Or here, this is better. Just don't put it in your fucking trailer. Don't put it in your fucking trailer, and then I won't have anything.
Well, that's the other
to
thing.
play
That's
about.
the funniest part.
Because I won't go watch your movie anyway. But then you won't have me bitching. Just
and
take
then
it out of your
jokes that
trailer.
aren't computer generated for that commercial. It's like, oh, my balls are in your face.
Yeah.
Sorry, my balls are really. You're going. The balls are in your face.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny on a Saturday night if you're drinking and you're making jokes with your friends.
Yeah.
It's funny if we say it.
Right. Because we have a particular way of saying it.
But don't try to sell a movie based on my balls are in your face.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. Fucking no, because that's the other weird thing is because I'm thinking of there was the Identity Thief movie with
that piece of shit.
what's his face was
Jason
in it,
Bateman.
Jason Bateman.
I love him.
He's done some funny ass shit,
Yep.
dude. Really funny fucking movies. Like I want to see the one that he just came out with, the where he was going to the spelling bees.
That
and,
looks funny as hell, man.
I mean,
yeah.
But again, there's some parts in those movies that like take you out of it because it's that weird. I don't even know how to describe the comedy, but it's these weird scenes where it's like it doesn't go with what was funny about like the rest of the movie. Now, granted, not everything is going to make everybody laugh. I get that, but
maybe that's why they do it. They're trying to get a broader audience, trying to make everybody laugh sometimes instead of some people that laugh all the time.
But to me, it's no different than like the Chevy ads that we saw in Captain America.
Oh yeah.
We didn't really even talk about that, but like there's whole parts like it's almost a whole scene where they go from like one product placement thing to the next to the next to the next to the next. It was just like overload, man.
Yeah, Captain America was loaded with product placement.
I mean, it was like
obvious in your face product placement.
The one scene where like they're like filling I don't remember that one, but I'm saying the one where the guy's like filling the vending machine, and like the candy is like, and it was exaggerated because we were sitting in the front row because fuck that movie was packed.
It was double mint gum.
4 weeks in and that fucking movie was packed.
I can't get over that.
I can't believe that, but yeah, dude, the fucking there was like a 4-foot tall Hershey bar like in my face. And what was the table one? I don't remember.
When they first go to talk to Falcon, and they're sitting at his table, they're like, "Hey, like we need to hide out here." And they're sitting at his kitchen table, and he's showing them all his files that he has. Like, I got wings, dude. In his fucking kitchen, the speakers that he had, they were in the background, so they should have been tiny, but they were really big, right next to Captain America's head, and the emblem was like, ding, like it was just like shining, and I just had with this emblem, and I couldn't focus. I specifically remember this. I couldn't focus on what he was saying. The whole conversation was lost to me because I kept staring at this, and I was like, "What?" Like I don't even know what product it was because it was their symbol,
it's in your fucking brain
TL
now.
or something, and I'm like. Wow, I'm like, that's really obnoxious, but it's... Yeah. I'm thinking this is obviously a product placement, and it was just this forever shot. They must have paid so much money to get their product in 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, and then the one scene where they pull up to like the town or something where he trained, and they were driving in the Chevy Silverado, because like there's this long sweeping scene where it was just Silverado the whole way across the screen. And then they park, and the Chevy emblem is dead center on the fucking screen, like fucking, again, like 4 feet tall by 4 feet wide, and like Scarlett Johansson gets out the door, and like there's the big Silverado thing, and she keeps the door open for like an extraordinarily long amount of time, and then closes the door.
Avengers 3, it's just gonna be him like drinking a soda, like, that's good Diet Coke. I didn't think I was gonna be able to fight crime today, but that's so refreshing. Falcon, try this.
Yeah. And I don't know why, but like computer animation and stuff in an action movie like that does not nearly smack me in the head as much as it does in a comedy movie.
Well, because
you're expecting
right, exactly. You know there's going to be computer animation.
It's an expectation of that shit. I mean, the rest of the thing is green screened anyway. But that was a good movie, though.
It was decent. Yeah.
Would have been better with more.
It was entertaining, but it was easy to pick apart.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
I bet in the third one, his uniform is going to look like a NASCAR driver.
Yeah, it was
just patches everywhere.
Well, it'd be like, you hate that movie, but the Mystery Men.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
like-
Yeah.
Well,
But
that was
it'll
the
be
main
like
guy's
that.
thing.
Yeah,
He's
it'll
got
be
the-
like that.
The decals and stuff that are just velcroed on.
They're talking about doing that in basketball.
Oh, velcroed on things.
It's just like, yeah, they have
Yeah, why not?
sew them in, whatever.
Why not?
Yeah, shit, it's
Do
money.
it up. I believe in the mutant league of all sports.
Yes.
That's what I believe in.
Must have it.
Let them
Every
juice
sport.
it up and do whatever they need to
Highlight, whatever.
do. Yeah,
It's any sport.
juice it out. Let them go full.
Have your
mutant.
separate league. Mutant league, talent league.
Right. You get the regular
That's
league
all.
where you pay them, the AAA salary,
Mm-hmm.
so they play
Right,
the
right.
game, and then you have the mutant league where it's just insane. They can do whatever they want.
And they'll get paid millions because they're destroying their bodies,
Right.
they're shortening their lives.
Sure,
We
yeah, pay
appreciate
them millions of dollars.
you
That's fine.
sacrificing for the sport.
Yep. Die young, no helmets. Go back to that. Whatever.
No pads in hockey,
Yeah.
no helmets.
You get a bonus if you don't wear that stuff.
Yes.
Give it to
Yes.
us. I'm spoiled by all the video games that we had when we were growing up because there was Mutant League football and
It's
Cyberball,
awesome.
all
Cyberball.
kinds of.
That's what they need, is Cyber League.
That'd be great.
Everyone's a robot.
That'd be great. I think they could do it with baseball.
They could definitely do it with baseball.
Football.
They
Be
already
harder,
have pitching
but-
machines.
Yeah.
All you need is a robot to swing. Well, the hardest thing would be getting them to run after the ball.
Oh no, do they need to take those weird ass fucking DARPA robots and make them into the football thing? Have you seen those
DARPA
fucking
robots?
things?
Or the animals, you mean?
Yeah, where it's like
Yeah,
the fucking
Like a
four-legged.
fucking cheetah
Yeah.
and shit.
They can gallop and carry 2,500 pounds of cargo.
And there's
all
like a
kinds of shit.
kangaroo one, and there's a dog one.
Put those
But
in.
they're
That'd be
badass,
great,
man.
dude.
They are badass, those things.
And that would sell it to the American public.
Oh,
If you want to
fuck
get
yeah.
if you want to get the American public to sign off on drones and fucking robots as an
Put 'em
army,
in sports.
put them in football. There you go. Make them play football. And then if they survive enough seasons, then you put a helmet on them and you put them out in the field. You have them invade a country. And you put them out front, Sergeant, whatever the fuck, Robot 07. And if you've got battle scene footage with him running in.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Great. Be like Starship Troopers.
Well, what are we doing? We should start it.
Yeah, we're not doing anything.
Mutant League the fuck out of it.
I would rather see the robot thing than Mutant League. I don't really.
Yeah, oh yeah, robot would be awesome.
Because I'd rather see, if you're playing, sports, I'd rather see sports the way they're played.
And hey, you're allowed so many robots on your team.
Yeah.
If they get fucked up and you're down some robots, you're down some robots. Make better robots.
Yeah.
know?
Hey, Cyberball rules, man.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing wrong with those rules. You could
Fuck no,
take
man.
those right over.
And that'll be the way. That you win, you get you get more money.
Mm-hmm.
You get more money, you can make better robots.
Right. That's how you win the
Fuck
season.
yeah, man. You needed a fast receiver and a fast quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Your quarterback can run around, or you throw the rope a dope.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta get those Sega controllers.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Or put people in those exoskeleton suits they
Yeah.
got. That can be the quarterback. Started out with see what kind of crazy ass
Yeah.
human would want to be in there. Because then they could call
So,
it
so
plays
only
on the
one
fly.
human
One human.
against
versus
rope.
one
Jesus
human.
Christ.
And a full team of robots. You put them
I
in
mean, someone's gonna be crazy enough to do it.
Yeah. You put them in the alien Ripley suit. Awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Problem solved, America.
We just
Problem
made sports better.
solved.
So we do on the commute. We solve problems. Planet Fitness. Remember we were talking about them a couple weeks ago, how they made
Yeah,
that
they-
person leave
Right.
for gym intimidation
Yeah, gym intimidation.
because she was so buff and
Uh-huh.
they want their people to feel comfortable. Well, they're at it again. And I just think Planet Fitness, if anyone is a member of Planet Fitness, drop them, go somewhere else.
Really? You recommend full out
Full out,
withdrawal?
just don't give them a dime.
Why? What's this one?
Because the other day they kicked out a woman for violating their dress code. Their dress code is you can't have any shirts that come up and show any part of your belly, like your skin.
Yeah, that was kind
of full shirt.
That was kind of what they did before with that other
Right,
one.
they asked her to put on a sweater,
right,
and then they just asked her to do
fit.
something else. Yeah, because she was too fit. So they kicked out this woman because she was showing a little bit of her belly. A little bit of her belly was sticking out.
Mm-hmm.
But she was 3.5 months pregnant. And she was starting to get a bulge, so her normal clothes were riding up as she was exercising. They would come up a little bit.
Wow.
And they said, sorry, you got to leave. She was like, oh, well, I got to get, better clothes. This is starting to grow now, and, I wasn't prepared for it. Too bad. Leave. When you get other clothes, come back.
Huh.
So they're kicking out pregnant women that are trying to get in shape, stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. That's just dick. That's a dick move.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be surprised how far they stand behind that dress code. I mean, that's kind of pushing it.
They said that's our policy.
Yeah, but
they didn't back down from gym intimidation. They didn't back down from this. They questioned them. They asked them about it. And they said that's our rules. She knew the rules when she came here.
She knew it before she got pregnant.
Yeah, but she shouldn't have got pregnant.
She should have planned to have better shirts.
Belly. We don't like to see Audis here at Planet Fitness.
No. You must leave.
Blah.
That's weird.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying avoid Planet Fitness.
Yeah, Joe recommends a full evacuation from Planet Fitness. Alright.
Another quick one here. We'll end on a silly note. The Learning Channel, their show, Sex Sent Me to the ER.
Okay, yeah.
That we had talked about before with the gummy worms.
Every
the
time
gummy bear.
every time I hear the Learning Channel, it's just,
you know you're not going to learn anything.
It's always bad news.
Well, there's this one where this wife told her husband that she wasn't pleased by him sexually.
Mm-hmm.
He had to expand his sexuality a little bit. So he goes and gets completely naked and goes out into the wilderness to become more one with his sexual spirit. Well, as he's out there, a legless lizard, I don't know what kind it is, but this lizard with no legs crawls up and into his penis. And he was having painful urination and stuff was happening, so he goes to the hospital, and he's not telling him what happened. He knew it was in there.
Mm-hmm.
He said the thing crawled up his leg, and it went on his scrotum, and then it kept going, and so the doctor says, well, you don't know. They're like, no. So doctors say that anytime you bring out a catheter, they say that's like truth serum. He said, you say we're going to have to send a catheter in there, people spill their guts.
Uh-huh.
So the guy says, whoa, okay, well, there's a lizard in there. And they're like, what? And he said he didn't want them to know it because then he would have to admit how much he liked it. He liked the feeling of the lizard crawling up and in. So they were able to get the lizard out. So just if you see a lizard with no legs, know that they can crawl in your dick.
It can happen, especially if you present the
Yeah,
situation.
if you hold it towards them and put lizard food on the tip.
Yeah, that generally makes them.
So at any rate, we'll end the commute on that note.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Remember to check out our website, tocommute.com, TWOcommute.com. Check out our Facebook page, The Commute. Subscribe to us on YouTube, The Commute Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at DriverPassenger, or you can send us an email at thecommutepodcast@comcast.net. See you soon.